Greetings and hallucinations, ladies and lads. I am Chancellor of the Harmonious Frequencies of the Mighty Empire of Onion, and this is Astroneer. It's a really exciting space exploration game, pre-alpha build here. That always cracks me up, pre-alpha. I'm pretty sure the beginning of any game is going to just be an alpha. But here we go. It's going to be a little bit choppy when it's loading in here. That's just the nature of the beast. Alright, here we go. Got a pretty decent spot right here. It's already like a capsule thing here that's going to have resource inside of it. Crashed spaceship over here. It's going to have resources inside of it. We start out next to some resin. This is really important for base building. Here's another crashed pod right there. So we basically started out in the promised land here. Let's hop out with tab. We've got regular movement keys, WASD, to move around. This thing right here is a tether that's going to supply us with oxygen infinitely as long as we're attached to this pod. Once we get away from that, it's going to detach and will slowly decrease oxygen. So let's get started running around. We've got some resource here. This is hydrazine. It's fuel for spaceships. We're not going to need that for a good while. Woohoo! The lid just pops right off of these things. So we got some copper there, and there's some more fuel, which we aren't going to need, like I say, for a pretty good while. This looks like compound. To access that, we'll press E. That's our terrain tool, or our vacuum cleaner, as I like to call it. If I highlight this arrow to turn it green, hold down left click, and he'll start gathering these resources. Slowly but surely our power depletes. And we can't do anything with it now. So I could just press E to put that away, or I can keep it out, it doesn't really matter. If I hold shift I can sprint, and sprinting will not decrease my oxygen any faster than just regular walking. Alright, gonna open up the backpack with Q. As you can see, we have like a mini crafting menu down here. We have several different things we can make. Wind vanes requires aluminum. Beacons kind of gives you a helpful tab for searching for things. It'll be like this, but it'll just be a single dot in the middle. So you can find things from far away. In the distance, you'll be able to see them. So that's kind of helpful. Generator requires copper. It generates power using organic resources, so like these flowers here, some of this grass and stuff like that. Tank is for oxygen. It requires titanium. It really extends your oxygen a long way, so those are incredibly helpful. I'll be building one of those as soon as I get some titanium. Tethers we'll talk about a little while later. Lithium for batteries, stores energy of course. But I'm going to get this little solar panel built. Bam! That attaches itself over to the side here. This is kind of a utility slot. Besides that, on each side, let me show you without that popping up. There we go, we've got another one there. We've got these 8 slots, and then of course one resource can stay down here in the crafting area, so long as whatever you're crafting has that resource available. So like we don't have aluminum, so this is empty. I'm going to keep that down there for the... I'll have the tethers queued up there. In fact, I'll even build one of those right now. We'll get a set of those going. Okay. So let's take a look around right quick, what else we want to explore. We've got this other pile of balls here. As soon as we approach them, I don't have to click on them or anything. Poof! That's going to pop off. Got organic material, which isn't very important, and some aluminum. So we could get a wind vane going if it suited our purpose. This resin here is very important for base building, like I mentioned. Now this crashed spaceship, it looks like there's a way in right here. I'm going to take a look at this. Our oxygen is running a little bit low. Let's see what we've got here. Oh, titanium. Okay. a couple of copper and an organic, but our backpack is full, so that's fine. Let's run back home before we suffocate. And like I say, now that I've grabbed that piece of titanium, I'm going to build a tank right away, because that'll expand our oxygen a whole lot, and we won't have to worry so much about being far away from our base. I'm going to attach that to the side of my backpack if it'll go. There we are. Stick this organic material right there for now. I think I'll drop one of these coppers over here as well. Okay, so we do have some limited space here. I'm going to go over to the wind vane just to get the aluminum off of our backpack, so we have a little more space for resin. That's what I want to gather up first. I know there's some behind me there, but I'm going to go check in this direction a little ways. I was thinking there was some over here, but if not, that's fine. We know where it's at. Alright, here we go. Gather up as much of this as we can. Oh, and we're out of power. That does happen quite a bit. I have that solar panel there, but it's clearly nighttime. And I could build the wind vane to try and get some more power, but when it's windy you can actually see particles floating around. I don't see any of those particles right now, so a wind vane probably wouldn't even be beneficial to us right now. I had the resin in my backpack, so just shift click will extend that out. And I have a pretty particular way that I like to build my base. I like to try to keep it fairly organized and looking decent, so we aren't going to expand this thing right away. It's also beneficial to have these pads sitting here singularly, because you can stack things on them. Like you can build a larger solar panel, you can build a large wind vane as well that'll stay on there, and a battery for your base. So I'm going to expand this pad out in this direction, build that one there. Okay, do I have another resin on me? I don't right now. See if there's any hiding in the side here. There's some. Okay, looks like we've about exhausted this one. I'm going to hold Alt here, and that'll replace the soil. Of course, somebody might see this and think, oh, that's a waste of power, it's a waste of time, or whatever. But once again, I'm a little bit particular about the appearance of the area and stuff. I don't want massive holes being around my base close by. I'm going to be expanding this out this direction, and so this hole is going to interfere with that for sure. And yeah, it takes time, it takes power, but this game is a really relaxed, laid-back sort of a game. There's not a lot of danger, not a lot of things to worry about, so I have the time, I have the patience to wait for the power to build up, you know, and that kind of stuff. I'm not really worried about anything like this. Let's run over here right quick. These small bits of solar panel in the ground, we can't use those for anything, but they're interesting to see. There's a little piece there, little piece there, but all of this is falling off of the ship here. Let's see if we can get a look inside there. We can. It looks like lithium. There appears to be some hydrazine. Okay, we've gotten it to fall. Let's see if we can get a better look inside. Copper. Not sure what the best way to do this is, but we'll try it this way. And hydrazine, which we don't really need. This right here is a piece of research. I can dig it out like that, pick it up, and I'll be a little bit slower running, but we'll have that available to us now. As you can see, our oxygen has lasted significantly longer since we added that tank there. Actually, I'm going to set this over to the side because I need to get some of these off my back so that I have some more space. We need some more resin so that we can expand our base out and get all this accomplished. Okay, the sun is up, so my solar power is going to be working a little bit quicker. I'm going to go ahead and try and fill this in, make it look a little bit nicer. Like I say, I'm holding Alt to raise the terrain like this. There's also the option to hold Control that's supposed to level out the terrain, but it can be a little bit finicky at times, so I'm going to hold Control here and just show you kind of what it does. It does level out the terrain, but I'm not sure. See, like there, it lowered it, and if I did like that, it's almost digging a hole right there. And so I'm not sure what the particulars are, how it detects the ground, and how it decides that it's leveling it out. So I like to use the Alt key to kind of raise and lower the ground there. Okay, so I've already kind of forgotten where that other resin deposit is. Just take a quick look around and see if we can find it again. Here's some right here. If my backpack fills up, I've got one more slot, stuff will just start dropping on the ground, which is fine. Sometimes it'll glitch through the floor, but most of the time it'll just drop on the ground and I can come back and pick it up later. Okay, so our first little pad that I'm going to extend out is going to be from this direction. Plop a resin on there with shift click again. And now that there's two, I've still got two resin in my backpack. I'll just shift click again and that'll place them both simultaneously. Right, so this is our first base pad. We can use this for building different things: a printer, vehicle bay, smelter, research center, and that's all that we have right now. First and foremost, I'd like to get this research center going because through that we'll be able to unlock different builds for these pads. We'll be able to unlock different builds for the printer, and sometimes the research materials also provide us with resources. That's what I'm trying to go for. Alright, so let's take a look around and see if we can find some compound laying around. I haven't taken clear notice of any. This looks like a compound node. I think I even got some off here already. Yeah. Okay, we've got a cave close by, which is very fortunate. I love caves. Here's some more compound here. It's even highlighted it for us because it knew that I'm a little bit blind sometimes. Okay. Yeah, we're full here. Let's run right over here and we'll shift click on the compound. It'll drop both of them there. And click on the exclamation point to build it. Alright, so we've got a research facility here. You can see it says no power. We can take off our solar generator right here, and we can attach it directly to the base, and that will start generating power for the base, which is fine. I'd rather it do that than have it on me right now. I could build another one, or like I say, I could build the wind vane, but I'm just not interested right now. This here growing on the tree is some research, so we can just pluck that off with left click and then click it right onto there. It won't be available to research until this is completely full of power, so we are going to have to wait a little while on that. While that's building up though, I can gather up some more researches, and it's kind of hard to tell from this angle. I'll see if I can get a better angle look at it. But on the bottom of the research there's two nodes there, and so you have to have a double set like this to be able to attach them. I won't be able to attach them here. I can't have them on my backpack, so you know it's not something that you can just grab up and tote around. They're kind of bulky and kind of difficult to deal with, but that's just the way that it is. Looks like it's going to get dark before we have enough power to do our research, so I'm just going to run over here, see if we can grab a little bit more of that compound. Yeah, we'll grab a couple more of these. Alright, there we go. And now I have some of these resources that I don't need. That hydrazine in particular is something I'm not going to be able to use for a long while. And so I think I'm even going to just attach it to over here. I use this as like a mini storage thing until I'm able to build some more storage for my place. So I've got that done. Take a look here. Trying to decide what I need to do. I do need some more resin so that we can expand our base out a little bit. So I'll get my oxygen tank refilled right quick. I think I will store the compound over here. If I store resin on here, remember it's going to build a pad like this, so I don't want to do that. I just want to use that for storage right now. Yeah, let's take a quick jaunt over this direction. I can see some resin hanging out over there I'm interested in grabbing. I'm very interested in oh, this is right over the cave entrance. I'm very interested in exploring this cave for sure. It would be great if we could find a renewable resource of resin, because like I say in the beginning, base building, it's incredibly important. Okay. It's nighttime and I have my power solar generator hooked up over there. This looks like another research, actually it is. Okay, so we'll grab that up as well. Try and run back to the base. We won't be able to attach this anywhere, so I'll just set it over here to the side. It's fine. We can fill up with some oxygen, and I'm going to go ahead and bring this piece out this direction by one. Okay, so we shouldn't be in danger. If I pick up this compound here, we shouldn't be in danger of changing this out for a full pad. It should stay as a small pad forever. But I'll go ahead and store that compound back on there. We'll go grab some more resin so we can turn this into a pad though. Or extend it out a different direction. Take a look around here. Okay, we've got tons and tons of compound everywhere. There's some here, some over here, in the renewable node over there. Looks like something over here that might just be organic, but it could be resin. Take a quick run over here and see what we've got. I have the copper on me, so I'm interested in getting a printer going. You'll be able to see the worth that that has as soon as I can get it built. And I've got room for one more. Alright, perfect. Perfect, perfect. And I'm really excited about this cave being close by because we'll be able to harvest a bunch of minerals out of there. That's where most of the valuable resources are, down in caves. Kind of like Minecraft, you know. This game is exactly like Minecraft in every way, as you can tell. Alright, let's get that expanded out into a row pad. And we'll go ahead and get this copper going so we can get it out of our backpack. Get that built up. Alright. Throw that resin up there. So it has no power, so we won't be able to see what we can build with it until it gets powered up. The sun's finally rising, so our little solar generator over on this side should start charging up and getting that powered. Let's see if I can bring this ground a little bit more level over here. Okay, so we're just about powered up here. There it is. Click on the exclamation point, it's going to get researched, and we'll be able to unlock some stuff. Ticking around, what do we get? Fuel condenser, okay, that's not very important. That's going to be fuel for spaceships. It's going to be quite a while before we get to spaceships. We're going to have to find a real source of aluminum. I know we have the one piece in our backpack right now, but we're going to need quite a bit. The vehicle bay costs 2 aluminum, and then the first spaceship is either copper or compound for that. But it's just a small ship. It doesn't have much room for storage or anything like that. So I'm going to skip. There's 2 things I'm going to skip, and that's the small rover, which is made by just compound, and the small spaceship. Both of which have their uses, but the larger truck gives me more storage, more ability to tote things around, and the larger spaceship the same way, so I can transport more resources from this planet to the next. Okay, so this little solar thing is powering up the researcher first and foremost because it's attached to it. Once this is full, it sends power to the printer. I'm going to see if I can switch it out for something like the lithium and see if that will send power to both sides automatically. And it doesn't. It's closer to this one, so it's sending it power over here first. If I get the larger solar generator printed, then I'm pretty sure that it'll provide power to both sides. Let's get this going, because that large solar generator only costs compound. So I'd like to get that started as soon as I can. Pick up this hydrazine and put it over here. Okay, yeah, so it's 2 compound for a solar panel. I can shift click the compound I have into there. We can build a seat for a vehicle there. We can build a large generator. This runs on coal. A battery for 2 lithium. A wind turbine for 2 aluminum. And storage for 2 compound. I'm going to be building a lot of these. Storage is incredibly useful. So yeah, clearly we need quite a lot more compound. I'm going to drop this lithium here. I'll drop the resin on this side as well. Put that research right there. And then before I leave to go fill up my backpack with compound, I'm going to set this to research. Okay, I'm going to get that going. And even though we're running off, it'll still tell us what we got. Tick, 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 tick. Filters. Okay, those are pretty handy. It extends your oxygen. So even if my oxygen is down really low, with filters it'll refill both my oxygen here and my tank. So those are pretty handy in a pinch, and I can build them anytime. So if I'm down in a cave and I'm all of a sudden low on oxygen, I need to refill before I can get out, then I can build those right away, and it'll fill up my oxygen so that I don't suffocate on my way back to base. Okay, I'm gonna fill up on compound here. Compound is super important for everything, so I'll probably never be able to run out of it. Or I mean, I'll never be able to have too much. I'll be constantly running out of it for sure. Alright, we just need 2 more. I'm going to look around for a power source anywhere. No. I could have brought the small solar generator with me, but I wanted the base to do a little powering up while I'm gone. The backpack power does recharge automatically, you know, fairly quickly without any power source. So you can get power day or night with the backpack. That ought to be enough for now. We'll settle for that, and we'll be able to come back and get more. I was just taking note of that resin back there too. I'm really surprised. I've played once or twice before, and I've never started in an area with so many crash ships and various resources readily available. Get that going. Okay, good. We're gonna be getting something from that. Get this guy built. Power cells. Okay, that does the same thing as the filters, except for power. So if I'm trapped somewhere and totally out of power, I can get those built and yeah, replenish that. So I'm going to drop this compound here. First thing we're going to be building next is a bunch of storage. So I'll get those plopped down. Let me think about this for a second. I'm going to run over and grab some more resin. I saw a bunch over here while we were getting the compound. Sadly, it is nighttime, so we are going to run out of power before I gather a whole bunch. There's some power down there I could grab. Do that right now, actually. Yeah. So we've got a couple of nodes of that. Oh, that there is aluminum, or I think it's called lazurite, but we can use that in a smelter to make aluminum. Now, I'm sure I saw some resin over in this area. Here it is. Okay, thought I was going crazy for a few minutes. Whew. Crazier. So let's grab this up here. Of course, we won't run out of power now because we picked up the power off the floor there. We just need a little bit more to finish this one off. Come on now. There we go. I'll go ahead and fill this back in a little ways. Looks a little bit rough, but that'll have to do. Okay. So that was 4 little pieces of resin. We have enough space in our inventory. We could pick up a little bit more from over here. Top off our backpack there. Okay, so it's handy that I saw that aluminum. Like I say, we are going to need quite a bit of that for our vehicle bay, and I believe the truck takes 4 aluminum pieces, so that's going to come in very, very handy. So off this direction, I want to build another small platform, expand that out into a larger pad. And this I want to turn into a smelter. So I'll grab these compounds here, throw them on with shift click, and get the smelter going. Alright, so when we harvest some ore, malachite for copper and lazurite for aluminum, it'll be printed out and or smelted down, and the metals will drop out over here. Now, one thing about these that is really kind of unfortunate, I've been using these areas for storage and stuff. If you store things on the sides here and these are full, when you smelt it down, the metal will not come out. There will only be one piece up here, so you can smelt 4 ores at a time, and they'll be dispensed over here if these are empty, but if these are full, you will lose your metal. So that's something that you have to be aware of, you have to understand is going to happen. Yeah, so you have to watch out for that. The storage blocks that I'm getting ready to build, I'm going to put those on the sides of this first, so that that will rarely, if ever, happen to me. Alright, get that stored over there. Maybe I can drop these down over here. So I don't need to go look for resin for a little while. That should be pretty well stored up already. Sun's starting to come up, we're getting some power and all of these things, so we'll be able to print some storage, do some research. As a matter of fact, take a quick little run over here and I'll grab this up to get that started. But yeah, so this is Astroneer. Like I say, it's a pre-alpha build. Lots of fun. Space exploration, base expansion, all this. There are other planets that we're going to end up visiting. Yeah. Got some titanium. So maybe we can do something with that eventually, but it'll be a little while. Yeah, hope you enjoyed. If you want to get some regular updates on my channel, you can subscribe with this picture up on the top right. My channel's fully viewer supported. I hate advertisements, so if you do too, think about supporting me through the Patreon. And on the left side here, you can check out some other videos if you're interested. Hope blessings of peace and wisdom to all of you, and farewell.